Hello, my dear friends. How are you doing today? You're welcome to Italy, a place to love YouTube channel. So, here we are today to start a new series of videos about the 20 Italian regions. So, we're gonna investigate one by one, region by region, all the specifics of these of the territory. So why I want to make this type of videos? Simply because I want people around the world to know the territory, so to know more about the geography, about the climate, about the nature, about the territory, and so on, to give details and try to explain the 20 regions of Italy from an Italian perspective. So, from an Italian point of view, from someone who is Italian, and try to explain honestly the beauties. And not only, everything is related to the Italian region. So Italy is a country that has many different types of territory. Um, it's not, let me say, just one nation with one identity, but there are different identities inside the nation. But this is what it makes it, anyway, a beautiful country. The diversity. How can I say? For example, we have the north of Italy, then we have the south of Italy, then we have the center of Italy. Let's divide first of all Italy in these three parts because generally this is what Italy is divided. So you have the northern part of Italy that, for example, has the border with other European countries, while the center of Italy, for example, is well known for Rome, Tuscany, and the tradition of the of the center of Italy. And then you have the south of Italy that is more connected with the Mediterranean culture. So I would like to go with you through these 20 regions one by one. I will investigate these regions in alphabetical order. So simply, I will start from Abruzzo and then Basilicata and all the other regions that I will do this in alphabetical order. So, what I wanted to see, let's scroll a bit this this website that I found. For example, here let's read what they're saying. Now, parti alla ricerca dei luoghi più belli d'Italia, perditi tra le meraviglie delle sue regioni. Okay, now this is in Italian. This website is italia.it. Okay, I'm not a good translator. I could translate, for example, and say, start from searching the most beautiful places in Italy, get lost between his beauties and all his regions. But to make it easier also for you that you're watching, I'm going to translate this page into English. Now, let me see how to translate. Okay, here we have already the English version. Much better as well for you, to read. You can read yourself, so not only when I'm reading. So, and let's see how do they translate what I translated for you before 1 minute ago in English. So, go in search of the most beautiful places in Italy. Get lost in the wonders of its regions. This is a better translation than mine. Okay, where to go on holiday in Italy? Exactly, where to go. And there are so many different places. If you love the mountains, if you love the sea, if you love the hills, so all different type of landscapes. If you like skiing, if you like snorkeling, if you like hiking, if you like climbing. So let's go deep into the Italian regions. So the Italian regions to visit offer something unique and well worth exploring. From the snow-capped peaks of Veneto, for example, yeah, Now, for the first time, I'm going to mention in my videos this region called Veneto. Veneto is well known because Venice is one of the most beautiful cities in the world. I've been only once when I was a child, but so Veneto deserves to be talked a lot, to be introduced. Veneto is in the northeastern part of Italy. To be honest, is the part that I know less myself. So that's why sometimes I find it a bit hard to talk about the northeastern part. Basically, the northeast is made of three regions. The most important is Veneto, that anyway is a beautiful region full of everything, full of diversities, full of different history, a long history. Anyway, Veneto is one of the three regions of the northeastern part of Italy. Then we have Friuli Venezia Giulia, that is the most eastern region, is the one at the border with Slovenia and Croatia. So has a lot of tradition, let me say. But anyway, it's always Veneto related because they've been under the Venice Republic for so many years. And then we have Trentino Alto Adige. Trentino Alto Adige is the one that became last the Italian region, always being part of Austria, of the Austrian-Hungarian Empire, but also Venice being for few centuries part of Austro-Hungarian Empire. Anyway, this little chapter about Veneto, but as you see, V is going to be one of the last letters of the alphabet. So we'll do Veneto maybe at the end, or maybe I might decide to start from in alphabetical order, one video from A and one video from the last letter of the alphabet, Z or V. Maybe I'll do one and one at the top, one at the bottom, simply to try to cover all the regions without just excluding the one that had the bottom of the alphabetical order. Anyway, let's close this little chapter. For example, in Trentino Alto Adige, they are well known to speak German, for example, because in Italy we don't speak only Italian. We have dialects that for me are kind of languages. So the diversity of Italy is also made by the language. For example, when I covered the video about Piemonte region, that they speak a dialect that is very close to French. In some parts, for example, of Valle d'Aosta region, they are bilingual. They are at the border with Switzerland and France, so they speak it. They learn Italian and French both compulsory in school. In Trentino Alto Adige, it's compulsory to study German and Italian. So we have diversity. Italy is made of diversity. And for example, Sardinia is well known to speak Sardinian language. Sardinian is considered a language, but also in Sardinia itself, there is a small region or a small part of Sardinia where they speak Catalan, and Catalan is related to Spain. Or here in Basilicata, we have community that speak Albanian. In Puglia, and Calabria, you might find communities who are speaking Greek. So it's very, very particular. So I said this about Veneto. So from the snow-capped peaks of Veneto to the sunny beaches of Calabria, each has its own climate and landscape, a diversity. Now, I'm glad that they talk about diversity because I mentioned this word a few times. A diversity that is also reflected in the food, architecture, and even in the language spoken. So basically, this is just what I said, but I'm glad that this website is confirming exactly what I just said. So let's discover Italy. Okay, now in this video, I will just go through the map to let you identify properly the regions. So as you can see here, we have a map of Italy, and for example here, so we can start from the northern western part, so Aosta Valley. Now, what I noticed straight away, let me say one thing. What I noticed straight away, this is a bit funny. I find it a bit funny. So we have 20 regions in Italy, okay? And so some of these valleys have a name in English, so they are translated in English. Some of it don't. They are not translated. For example, Aosta Valley. This has an English name because they call it Valley Aosta Valley, Aosta, Aosta Valley, and or let's say Piedmont. Piedmont in Italian is not Piedmont. In Italian we say Piemonte, or Lombardia. In Italian is Lombardia. Here it's called Lombardy. But for example, Liguria doesn't have a translation in English. It's called Liguria. Then you have Tuscany, and Tuscany has a translation because we say Toscana. Umbria, that is another beautiful region in the center of Italy. I need to talk a lot about Umbria. I'd love to talk a lot about everywhere in Italy. But Umbria doesn't have a translation. Marche doesn't have. Abruzzo doesn't have. Apulia has it. For example, you find Apulia, while we in Italian we say Puglia. Basilicata doesn't have. Campania, that is the region of Naples, or Vesuvio, or Pompeii, or Paestum, all these beautiful places in Campania region, or the islands of Campania like Ischia or Capri. Capri, we say Capri, an example. And so some names in Italian have the translation in English, some they don't have a translation. Sardinia has a translation because we say Sardegna. Sicily has a translation because we say Sicilia. Calabria doesn't have. So this was just to give you an idea, and it's particular, not funny, but it's particular that some regions in Italy have anyway a translation. Some, even some cities, for example, you might find Florence, that is in English is called Florence, but in Italian we will never call it Florence. We call it Firenze. Or Rome, we call it Roma. Or Milan, we call it Milano. uh, Turin, we call it Turin. Or Venice, we call Venezia. So but then you have other cities like I don't know, like Palermo. Palermo is Palermo in Sicily. So then you have, for each region, you have the capital of the region. Then each region is divided in provinces. Now, here, for example, it's not showing you the provinces, but I can start, for example, from Valle d'Aosta, Aosta Valley. Aosta Valley is such a small region and has only one province, that is one town, that is the capital of the region, and is also a province. So, for example, Aosta is the capital of Valle d'Aosta and is also the province of Valle d'Aosta. Or, for example, we have the two smallest regions in Italy are Valle d'Aosta, here Aosta Valley, and then we have Molise. Molise. These two, for example, are the smallest regions of Italy. And because the smallest are not known at all, so they're not very, foreigners are not familiar at all with these two regions, but they are beautiful. Actually, the smaller, the more interesting they are because they are not, let me say, has not been discovered as and it's not known as it could be Lazio, or as it could be Veneto. For example, Veneto is very famous for Garda Lake, so many people from all over the world are visiting Garda Lake. Mainly, is one of the most favorite destination of the Germans. A lot of British, a lot of Irish from all over the world are coming to see Veneto. Then, for example, we have this region, Friuli Venezia Giulia, that is at the border with Slovenia and Croatia. So the variety of the region makes it very give this diversity. And now, so in this project, this will be in these 21 episodes, the regions are 20, but this is an introduction uh, video. So then from the next video, I will start talking, I will focus just region by region, and we're gonna discover the beauties of each region of Italy. And then you will find the region where you want to go on holiday, or you'll find the region where you want to find your where you want to buy your holiday home, or the region where you want to definitely relocate it simply because you love Italy, and we and we love it. I'm a bit exaggerating, but I actually, let me say the last thing that I was reading one article. What is the most favorite destination of retiring people between Portugal, Greece, Spain, Italy, and France? And this poll was saying that 40% of the people who voted they choose for Italy. So we are talking about retired people, people who retired, people probably over 55, 60, 65, who decide to relocate to another country. And Italy, it looks like it's one of the most favorite destination. Then obviously, as everything, there is the good and the bad. I don't want to talk only about the good. I don't want to fool anyone. Italy, unfortunately, has a lot of problems, and these are well known around the world. So I'm not here to point only the problems, but generally, I will see everything, for example. So, what makes the place amazing, stunning, and beautiful, and what it makes as well at the same time, let me say, poor or dirty or with all the problems that, anyway, every nation has. Okay, my friends, so after this introduction video, I'll wait you for the next video, the one that will cover the region after region. I will start alphabetically in alphabetical order, sorry, from Abruzzo, and then I will go from the very bottom of the alphabet. So probably we'll start from Abruzzo and then we'll follow with Veneto, because I think V is the last letter here in the alphabet. And then we'll cover Basilicata, and then we'll cover probably Trentino. Oh, here, for example, they divided in two parts this region. This is just one region, my friend. I don't know why they divide. I mean, I know why they divided in two. Let me spend two words about Trentino Alto Adige. The region itself, it's called Trentino Alto Adige. But then we have the Italian part and the Austrian part. As you can see, South Tyrol, that is also called Südtirol, Südtirolo, where they speak German, where the main language is German, but obviously they study German and Italian. But if you go in this region, uh, if you are a German speaker, you will find easily to communicate with everyone, because anyway, everyone is studying German and everyone speaks German, but the region is one anyway. It's called Trentino Alto Adige. Then Trentino Alto Adige, the capital is Trento. Trento is the main city of Trentino Alto Adige, and is also the capital of all the region itself. Is also the capital of South Tyrol. But then there are these two provinces where the capital of the province of South Tyrol is Bolzano, that in German they say Bolzan, and then you have Trento, that is the capital of Trento province. So you have Trento, Bolzano, Bolzan, and so on. Okay, there's a lot to say, my friends. I'm gonna close with this video, and put like if you enjoyed, subscribe if you want to support my channel. Have a nice day. Bye.